Hello, I am SquidofLove. Welcome back to No Man's Sky. In this video I would like to share with you some tips I discovered during my first hours of gameplay. Some tips that I hope they will help you and make your life easier, earn you some units fast, and in general let you progress in the game without having any problem. First of all, let's talk about discoveries and upload them in the database. This is definitely a very good way to earn some extra units, to earn some extra money. In order to achieve this, the first thing you have to do when you land on a planet is start scanning around the area for plants and animals, for creatures that you haven't seen before, in order to discover the most as fast as possible. Every time we discover a new creature we gain a tiny amount of units, 200 units to be precise, but that doesn't really matter. This is just extra money for us, because later when we will upload all of our discoveries we will gain a certain amount of units for each plant and animals and creatures that we have discovered and uploading. The same of course goes for waypoints, so the more you discover the more money you can make. You can earn up to 1k units for each one of these waypoints that you are uploading, and in general you earn 500 units for plants that you are uploading, every plant that you are uploading, and there are usually a lot of these plants on a planet. For animals, the money, the payout is much better. You can gain from 1.5k to 2.5k units. This is exactly why it is very important to discover as much as possible and upload them as fast as possible. It will earn you a very good amount of money, they will add up, and in the end you will have a very good reward from one single planet. There is also a very good reward if you discover all of the species, all of the animals on your first planet. On my first planet, where I discovered all of the species, I gained a very good amount of units, around 350k units. This is an extremely good payout, but it's not that easy. It is certainly an accomplishment to discover every animal on a single planet, but it is definitely not easy and it will probably take you some hours. There are some secrets that you will have to know in order to discover all the species, so let's go and talk about how you can make this process of discovering every single creature on a planet a lot easier. The easiest way to discover animals is while flying around, landing on a plant on a certain planet in order to check points of interest and scanning all the interesting animals and species that are running around you. But that will not help you discover all of the species on a single planet. In the end, you will still have to find 3-4 species that are nowhere to be seen. And this is because they might not be on the land. You always need to remember that there are animals inside the water of the planets if there is water. So you will have to go underwater in order to scan more species and upload them later for more money. Flying creatures are also very hard to scan, and this is because they don't stay still enough for your scanner to work. So you will have to kill one of these creatures and then go above it, scan it and discover it. In that way you will be able to upload these species and gain the money. The last thing you need to remember when trying to discover all the species on a single planet is simply the fact that not all animals come out during day or during night. So you will have to stay on a planet long enough to complete a day cycle and try to discover if there are such creatures, if there are some animals that come out only at a certain time of the day. Let's go ahead now and talk about the materials in No Man's Sky, a very important aspect of the gameplay, not only for your survival but also in order to make units. There are certain categories in No Man's Sky, certain categories of elements, and you need to know which are more important to always carry around. There are isotopes, oxides, silicates, neutral metals and precious metals. Isotopes in general are very good for recharging your life support and your mine beam and your weapon. Your launch thrusters require plutonium, so you will always need to have some in order to fly around without any real problem, and your pulse engines require Thamium-9, which is very easy to discover in space. Oxides on the other hand can recharge your deflector shield, and you need zinc and titanium for your hazard protection. Silicate materials are used mainly in blueprints in order to create, craft new equipment or upgrades for your stuff, and the neutral metals are really good for making units. Gold, emerald or aluminium have a very nice price in the market and will earn you a very good amount of money, but they are also used sometimes in crafting new equipment. Because when you start the game the inventory is not very big, you have a limited number of slots, it is good to know which of these materials are essential for your survival to have with you. Plutonium is much needed, and this is because you will need it to recharge your launch thrusters. This is very important, a very important material to get you off the planet and help you travel around without any real problem. Another important material regarding your spaceship is Thamium-9, but this is very easy to be discovered in space, like we have said already. At the beginning it will also be nice when you start the game and learning the ropes to carry some zinc with you to recharge your hazard protection, but later, as you are going to discover, the hazard protection of your exosuit can be recharged every time you enter your spaceship or every time you find shelter, like in this cave over here. So you could run around without carrying any zinc or any titanium. Always keep an eye on your life support and try to recharge it every time it's low. It requires isotope elements, and any kind of isotope will do: Thamium-9, plutonium or even carbon. If you are after more valuable elements such as gold, emerald or aluminium or silicate elements in order to use them for crafting or sell them for profit, then you should take a look around your area and find these huge rocks, these huge formations of elements. This is where you will find most of the valuable elements such as gold in order to sell them, earn a lot of units, or use them and craft and upgrade for your equipment. Knowing which materials are essential for your survival and very important to keep your equipment up and running is really important, especially at the beginning when your inventory has a limited number of slots. Later, when you will find exosuit upgrades, you will start gaining more slots for your exosuit, and this will make your life a lot easier. You can take a look around the planets you are visiting. There are usually a lot of these upgrades if you are lucky enough to find them. And this is actually something that you should be looking for. Having more slots in your exosuit will make this game a lot more fun and a lot more easier. Like I have mentioned already, caves are really important for your survival, especially if you are on a planet with extreme conditions. They will protect you from these extreme conditions and they will also recharge your hazard protection, but another reason why caves are important is because they are usually rich with important materials such as plutonium, iron or valuable materials like emerald, aluminium. It is very wise to always take a look around and find caves, not only if you are away from your spaceship and you need protection from extreme conditions or you need to recharge your protection, but also if you are looking for materials if you are low on plutonium. Another great advice is to always take a look at buildings. Always check buildings because you will never know what you will find in there. Blueprints, new technologies, even units or the replenishing of your health or your shield. Buildings are very important in the game, not only because you can find all of these things, but also because often they are inhabited by aliens and you can talk with them, increase your relationship with them and gain items but also knowledge as a reward. So always take a look at the buildings when you are discovering some and never neglect them. Something else quite important that I really think will make your life a lot easier is always having a bypass chip with you, or at least enough materials to craft a bypass chip. You don't really need a lot of materials. In that way you can always have a very useful device that will help you hack certain scanners, and that way you can discover points of interest, monoliths if you are after monoliths, or outposts where you can interact with aliens. A very important little tool to always have with you. These were some tips I wanted to share with you, and I really hope they will make your life a lot easier in No Man's Sky, but also will help you have a lot more fun with this amazing game. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I am SquidofLove, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.